If you're really good at picking up on a master manipulator, this is how you know, is when they tell you half-truths all the time and they can never tell you the full truth or the full scenario of the story. Some people will manipulate you for money. They will try to wheel their way in to get information. Trust me, if you're very good at knowing and picking up on a master manipulator, just let them think you're getting your way, but in response, be brutally upfront and honest. You know what I mean? And just say, oh, nah. But it's always best to just, let them think that they've got you. And those who are like me will know that. They'll be very smart in picking up on that, and they'll know how to handle a master manipulator. I've never manipulated. I've never asked people for money and manipulated them into giving me money. Do you know what I mean? I never masterly manipulated someone to love me. Do you know what I mean? I don't expect people to like me. I don't expect people to love me either. Never expect things to go your way, because in reality sense, in this real world that we are living in, you've got to understand you can't always get what you want. So stop trying to manipulate one another into getting what you want from one another. If you're not truly happy with your own life and what you've got and you want more, you've got to go out there and to seek it for yourself, but honestly. Honestly. Don't go seeking it by manipulating your boss at work or manipulating your close friend that you've known for over 10 years. You know what I mean? That the whole time you've been manipulating them, and they're that blind that they can't see. That means you're not really being a true friend to that person that you've known for such a long time, because the whole time you've been tricking them, manipulating them, misleading them, giving no full information. You're just saying half-truths all the fucking time. That's a big red flag. When someone's always telling you half-truths and not telling you the full story of what's happened, just so you can get sympathy votes. That's LinkedIn, sympathy votes. Self-image. It's all about their self-image, and that's all they care about. They only care about what other people think of them. I don't care what people think of me. I've had people throwing their bullshit at me, saying that I'm fat, that I'm ugly, that I'm this. That's fine. They're entitled to think all they like of me. I don't care. I just live for me. I don't fucking live for them. What makes them think that I live for them and their bullshit and their master manipulating crap? I can see right through it. I can tell if someone's trying to manipulate me into doing something or to thinking a certain way. Come on. There can't be people out there that need to go to Specsavers. The people out there can't be that bloody blind that they can't tell that they've been manipulated. And if that's the case, oh boy, we're living in a real twisted world, aren't we? What, do you think it's healthy to go walking around manipulating everyone around you so you can get your way, manipulating someone into bed to have sex with them? Trying to manipulate them to just this once, please. Can we have sex without a condom? That's a prime example. What, you're going to let other people manipulate you to get, for them to get their way in every aspect of the word? Is anyone ever going to think for themselves anymore? Is anyone ever going to do things 100% for themselves? Or are they all going to be manipulating one another in order to survive? You know what I mean? You get where I'm coming from, people out there? I just find it weird. Why manipulate your friends for? Why? People are getting fear to be manipulated first. Is that what it is? And that's why you've got to get in first. I don't get it. For the life of me, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why are people like that? Why can't people just be real? Just be real. If, for an example, if I feel that a friend of mine's about to make the biggest mistake of their life, I'll tell them. I will not, hide it. I'll tell them straight out. And I said, honestly, my opinion, I think you're making the biggest mistake. I can't tell you what you can and cannot do. It's your life. It's your decision at the end of the day. But all I'm willing to tell you is that I think you're making a big mistake. Now, that is not manipulation. That's being raw, real, and authentic and telling the person straight up what's up. But when you're you're trying to manipulate someone to think your way so you can get your way, so you can't let that person pursue their dream. See, like a prime example, my ex-best friend, she gave me a phone call before she left Melbourne to go to Sydney, right? And, she's like, oh, I want to, leave. I want to start a fresh, clean slate. I don't want to be in Melbourne anymore. And I told her straight out how I felt. I said, okay, that's fine. I can't stop you from pursuing your dreams. If you feel that leaving is what's best and start a fresh, clean slate, I said, go. I said, I have no right to hold you back. I'm not going to manipulate you and hold you back. I don't want you ever thinking I'm going to try and persuade you other way. You do what makes you happy. That's what I told her. So I'm going to miss you, though. And that's what I told her. And we had a few more things to say, and then she left and never heard of her again. Never heard from her again. She disappeared. And that's just how it is. She chose to leave. But I did have a vision before she left that something bad was going to happen. I told her, but she didn't believe me. She thought it was all in my head. And I heard her, the way she was speaking to me. She's like, oh, no, it's not going to happen. No, Clara, you're wrong. She told me straight out what she thought. She was being brutally honest with me too. But what I had a vision of was a big fucking warning. It was going to be a life-changing event. And I was being 100% serious with her, but obviously she thought I was making it up. She wasn't tapped into her gut instinct properly, her intuition, and shit hit the fan for her. She lost her kids, big fight in Sydney, a fisticuff fight with all these Sudanese people. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And she ended up, her life went downhill from there. But if she heeded my warning, I told her, don't trust anyone, be aware of your surroundings. Now, if she thought I was trying to manipulate her with the vision that I had, and she thought I made it up, she was dead flipping wrong. You see what I mean? How some people aren't tapped into their intuition properly? She was not tapped in, and you want to know why she wasn't tapped in? Because she was doing a lot of green during that time. That blocks the third eye in some people, not all people. She wasn't only doing that, she was drinking alcohol as well, heavily, during that time. So that's how I know. She did not believe me, and her being a stubborn earth sign, in which she is, she's a Capricorn, she just didn't believe me, mate. She just thought I was making it up to try and manipulate her into staying when that was not the case. She jumped to the wrong fucking conclusion from the get-go, and she was adamant. She's like, no, Clara, you're wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm not wrong. I told her straight out, I'm not making this up. But she didn't believe me. What am I meant to do? We're talking over the phone here. We're not talking face-to-face. What was I meant to do? It's her decision at the end of the day. I have no right to manipulate her into staying in Melbourne. I have no right. Do you know what I mean? And she thought I was lying and manipulating her. See, that's why I believe that it's wrong to manipulate your friends, because of that sort of thing happening. You jump to the wrong conclusion, you think the wrong shit, and shit hits the fan. That's why. Never, ever manipulate your friends. Be raw, real, and honest. Tell them how you feel, what you think, right down to the T. Never, don't leave any room for confusion anywhere. Be forthright in your communication. Let them know what you're thinking, what you're feeling all the time. Don't give anyone any false sense of security, and never let anyone manipulate you under any circumstances, and read the signs and know when you're being manipulated. Because there are people out there that are very easily led and easily manipulated, and that's why I strongly advise that you don't manipulate your friends first like that. Like, come on. Yeah, it may not mean that you're evil, you're trying to protect yourself, but yeah, that will eventually hit the fan for you. Shit will hit the fan at some point for you. And that's the honest truth. It will. That's all I've got to say when it comes to master manipulation. I just think it's immoral and it's wrong, and I don't believe that people should be doing that to one another. Okay? That's just my opinion.